Alright, today we decided to make another pizza, or two, or three, but we'll just see how the weather is. It's pretty windy, therefore today I thought I'd bring out a different kind of igniter. Let's see what we've got here. So today I've loaded it with a few different kinds of wood, one piece of charcoal just to keep it nice and steady in case we have some issues with the wind and the flame. Okay, let's see. Okay. Just a minute. It is super windy today. We'll be lucky if everything goes smoothly. I had to pause the video to get this started because it was really hard to do this guy with one hand on the camera and one hand trying to get it started. So today's a bit windy, and so we decided to try using this lighter, and it seems to work pretty well, but you can't really see the flame when you're doing it. So, and you can't really hold it and start it while you're filming. So I had to stop and do that. And now looks like we've got a good flame starting. I'm trying a few pieces of wood from the Ooni package. I didn't use their fire starters. I just used wood, wood that I had, and of course now I'm having some focusing issues because it wants to focus on these little granules here on the glass, but that's okay. It's catching pretty well. All right, we're getting a good flame here now. It's 150 Fahrenheit. When the wind blows, I do notice that the flame kind of moves about. I'm not sure that, hopefully I have it in the right direction right now, but it seems to be doing fine. So I'll be adding a larger piece in a minute. I just want to let the flame get a little bit better here. What I've got for extra wood from them. These are larger chunks than what I have right now, so we'll go with those. I just want to make sure this flame is going pretty well, and it looks pretty good, so let's look into doing that now. Alright, put one big log in there, and we've really got a good flame going now. It's already up to 232. It's only been like not even a minute since I just put it in. And I used the biggest one I had of these three to give you an idea of the size of these. I'll just show you kind of to the back of this. They almost don't fit in, but they're fine. And let's see. Whew. It's roaring in there. That's great. So let's just wait for a while. I'll just put this on pause until we're ready. So the wind is picking up a little bit, and it's really nice, and that one piece is doing well, but look at what the wind does to this. So I'm thinking either I have it placed kind of in a different way than normal, maybe the wind is coming through from a different angle than usual, or maybe this is fine, but it doesn't really matter because down here it's telling me we're getting a nice heat rise here. And then as the wind dies down, we get the fire coming up again. So I don't know, maybe it would have been better to turn my oven around, but I thought this would be an interesting experiment to see how it handles it from this side. And then up here, it's coming out clean in the chimney. So, yep. All right, we're continuing. It's only been probably 5 minutes, and maybe even not that, but I'm definitely gonna have to wait the full amount of time, like 10, 15, 20 minutes before I start doing anything. What I've noticed about this time is I only used one piece of coal in the middle and all the rest is wood. And I think it was the coal that was causing a little bit more buildup of soot on the front window. I just cleaned it right now, but it wasn't actually as black as it's been with more coal in here, so that's a good sign. That means, you know, maybe just sticking with the one piece of coal and just working with the coal when I need the extra heat, but then using wood for most of the flame and most of the extra heat. Alright, so we're starting to drop again. 643, 642. I probably will add another piece of wood since we're not quite at the point where we want it yet for baking pizza. So, okay, so I'm going to take this guy right here. Let me take this. We'll open it up. And in a way, that one piece, that large piece in there is acting like a piece of charcoal. Let's skip this across. I think it's actually okay where it is, but I'm going to fix that just a little. I'll close that up. Okay, so we are at 611 Fahrenheit. I've just added that new piece. And it looks like it's catching pretty well. So I think that might be the last of the really big pieces I'll put in there. Well, we'll see. Maybe one more before I do it. I'm going to try for Neapolitan today. We'll just see how that turns out. And I'm using Vito Iacopelli's recipe. I think it's, so it's the double-fermented poolish. So we'll see how that goes. Looking forward to trying it out. One thing I've noticed about the wood from Ooni is that it pops a lot more, it throws more ash onto the surface of the stone than if I use the wood from woodworking. So that's kind of a negative in my book, but maybe it doesn't matter to other people. I just don't want to be eating ash, so I have to blow that away to the sides before I start making any pizzas. But it's burning fine. It looks really nice. It has a really nice flame. And we are at 638. So it looks like it's still going up. And that's good. We'll just keep going. Outside right now today, it's probably about 50, 55, but the wind's a little bit cooler. And that wind is definitely causing some interesting flame designs, I guess you could call it. Anyway, it's cool. Okay, so I just added a piece of wood. It was just the coals. I had to go make the pizza, and while I was doing that, yeah, it kind of went down to coals. It's 584. Trying to get that heat back up, flame back up. Alright, I'm gonna let it, I'll just let it go for a little bit here. And then maybe a 583. I may not do Neapolitan exactly, but that's okay. We'll get something close. And then I've decided I'm gonna do, this is basically a mixture of goat cheese, a little bit of cream and olive oil, some shallots that have been caramelized that I just put into that mix, and these are all the different condiments I'm planning on using depending on what we're making today. This is a Speck from the Tyrolean region. It's really good. I did make some extra caramelized onion, or this is shallot I should say, for the when I finish it off, so that should be good. I really got a rolling fire now. I added one more of those bigger logs and one smaller piece, but wow. So once that dies down a little bit, it'll be better. Now that is a beautiful flame, but that will not be going over my pizza. But it is beautiful. We'll just let that die down a little bit, and then we'll be able to do some pizza. What do we've got here? 707 degrees, still going up. Yep. So it's beautiful, but nope. That would be a scorcher. All right, I'm getting really close here. It's still pretty crazy in there, but it's almost 800. I'm gonna probably let it, well, let's see, it's really hard to control with that wind, so we'll just have to see, because as soon as I put it in there, the wind could just cause it to go all over the place, that flame. We'll just see. Okay, let's try it. It's still pretty high, but 786 there. Here we go. All right. Let's close it for a second. Makes me a little nervous because I haven't really made it this hot for a while, so we'll just see. So far so good. It's starting to move. I'm gonna have to pause here. Okay, here we go. It's really hard to keep this thing closed when we're trying to keep things from burning. Yeah, see, the stone is nice and hot. It's just a matter of getting the top where you want it. It just cooks so fast that you don't really need to keep this closed, from what I'm seeing. Especially with those flames. It's already pretty good. Ooh. I'm gonna have to take it out and put my toppings on. Close this up again. It's dropped down, but that's okay because I really don't need all this heat. And like I said, it's a really windy day, so let's see what we got here. Let's see. Okay, still 685. Flame came right back up. We're good. There we go. I'm still pretty much a novice at this, but I'm learning every week. Grab my other peel. Okay. I think it's looking pretty good though. Just want to get a quick little browning on that side there. And look at how hot it got. Nice on the bottom already. Let me see which side I want to get. This over here. There we go. Okay. At the bottom, looking good. I think I almost get this too toasty. Flame isn't bad at the top, so yeah, that looks done to me. Okay, we're gonna close it up because we've got more to make, but that's just so drop down to 639. Flames, you know, pretty good, but I think for the next pizza, well, it's pretty hot in there. I think for the next pizza we may not need much in the way of wood. If we do any, new piece will be a smaller one. Okay, I'm going to cut it in half. We'll see what we get. It's not too bad. To be honest, I think that the New York style recipe is a little bit better, but we'll see how the next ones go. This is just the first one of the day. All right. Okay, I put some small pieces in, and the temperature is now 676 within just a couple minutes, you know, and then we just prepared the next pizza, which is going to be a, sorry about that, that was a problem with the blocking. This pizza is going to be pepperoni, mozzarella, just some basic stuff. Temperature's still climbing, but you know what, I think the flame isn't too bad, and I don't think it's going to get any worse. So we're gonna try this one and see how it happens. All right, I got it in there, and we'll check in a second, see how we're doing. It's hard to see in the light now. It's starting to get a little bit, the sun's moving, so we'll see. I have to spend a little bit more time actually focusing on the baking while I'm doing it. So, but this one's actually just soft. It doesn't have that crunchiness that he was talking about, except for over here maybe. But and the underside's okay. Yep, I think it's almost done. We just had to put a few toppings. So after that last pizza, we've had 2 pizzas so far. You don't see any flame right now. So if I just put probably about this amount right here, it'll be enough for the next pizza. And it takes only a few seconds, or a few minutes, less than a minute, to really put a pizza together and then put it back in here. So yeah, the temperature will go up again. Alright, I just put that in there and it should catch, and I better close this now. And it's starting to catch again in here. It's hard to see, but there is a flame. And the temperature is going to start climbing again. Right now it's 560. So, but it'll climb. It'll be where we need in a few minutes. So this is the third one we made. I didn't put the speck on until the end. Well, actually after we cooked it, because it wouldn't be very good if you just put it on while it was baking. Let's see how the crust turned out. It's great. It is really nice. I mean, the outside has got a really nice texture, and it's nice and soft on the inside. And actually, I'm finding it's interesting. This one is actually lighter than the New York style one. The New York style dough might be a little bit easier to work, but actually they're about the same. With the New York style pizza, I used the cornmeal, and this one I use semolina to get it on and off the peel. Either way, it doesn't matter. It doesn't seem to matter. Although this one, when you use the semolina, it picks it up, and I think that makes a big difference. Just some of that semolina getting on here adds a little bit of an extra crunch to it, whereas the cornmeal didn't really stick like that, which is good, but also didn't give it anything extra. I wanted to mention one other thing about the setup here. I've decided for the winter time I'll probably just leave this outside, and since I've got it on this unit, what I'm doing is I'm storing my wood under here. I've got a little bit of paper under here, and then instead of getting a cover for the uni itself, by the way, I take the top off, the chimney off when it cools, and put it underneath, and then what I did is I got this Grillman cover. It's the 52-inch cover, and it just covers the entire unit. It covers everything. So I don't even bother to get a separate one for the uni, and it was a lot cheaper. So it works for me for the winter time. It protects everything. The only thing about this unit that I don't like is that these hooks easily come off, and if you're trying to grab your different utensils, tools, they sometimes come with it. I mean, the hooks sometimes come with it, so that's kind of a pain. I think I may have already lost one. Well, maybe not. Anyway, that's probably the only thing about this unit I don't like, except for maybe these little latches come out pretty easily. So if you have it closed, it might pop out when you try to open it up again. Anyway, it closes pretty well, though. I mean, I like it. It works for my purposes. And, yeah, that's what I've got so far. So this actually turned out pretty light and airy. I was impressed. Wasn't sure at first, but it tastes great. Yep, I think that recipe's a keeper. So all my utensils are still dirty because we just finished making pizza, but I thought I'd show you the things that I used for fermenting the pizza dough and then cutting it up. I got this more generic dough cutter spatula, and it works really well. In fact, it's so sharp on the end that in this, I think it's called a Pomodoro container, it has a lid, but look at it, leaves scratch marks, cuts. So I don't know how long this would last. I thought I'd go the cheaper route for now, and if I feel like I'm going to need something more in the future, I might have to go for the higher quality product, but it works for right now. Yeah, but so maybe this isn't the best solution in terms of a box, but this cutter is great. This does it pretty well, but like I said, you can't really see the flame when you're doing it, so you just have to rely on the fact that you can hear the fuel running through and the flame starting. As for cutters, sorry, it's dirty still, but this is I think it's just a generic OXO pizza cutter. Obviously you could use scissors. I can't remember, this is also some kind of a generic cutter. The advantage I find with this one is you can cut with one hand while you're filming, or just maybe you have something, you need to hold on to something with your other hand, and also cutting tight corners, and also if you're making pasta, it can be useful. This is a bit big in a lot of different situations. can't really cut with one hand either, so those are things to think about for those. And otherwise, I thought the wood was pretty good. Worked pretty well. The wood from Ooni. But like I said, it caused more ash. Some of the pieces fell down off the stone. But yeah, it had more ash and popping going on here than when I used just the woodworking wood. And I only used one piece of charcoal this time. I think using more charcoal is actually quite nice. It's easier to control the heat. It drops faster when you have less coal and more wood, and then you have to keep fueling it. So those are my only criticisms of wood, other than the fact that, yeah, the glass is going to get a little bit of a buildup. You're going to get soot everywhere, and yeah. But I like cooking with wood. It is so much fun, and the flames are great. Just fun to watch. Very meditative. Alright, thanks, and I hope you enjoyed the video.